were born to be somebody more than what you are right now. I guarantee you, if you're watching this video, you're probably feeling some sort of discontent with your life and how the way things have been going. And I feel like that's been a major trend that you see a lot of the time, which is being a shadow of who you once were. You know, like a lot of people can relate to that statement, and a lot of people can agree that, maybe they remember how good they once used to be, and now they can't even do half of that stuff, or even pretend to mimic it. And I think the truth is, there's nothing wrong with you yourself, because ability and talent doesn't go away like that. There's a saying that class is permanent, and I'll stay by that saying forever till I hit the grave. I think it's more of just how you got that class to come out. A lot of people base their confidence on outside things like how they're playing, what feedback they receive from their coaches, and just how other people view and perceive them, not only as people, but as like kind of what their confidence source comes from. And I feel like a lot of the time people are too scared to be judged, and instead of being the unique person who they are around people who don't judge them, around stronger people who voice their opinions more, they try and shape themselves more into a more normal person who doesn't take risks, doesn't speak out, doesn't really do anything out of the ordinary, doesn't act or anything, just kind of is there. They don't gain anything, but they don't lose anything because they're too scared to be judged. And I think that a lot of time, especially as an athlete, you can think that, like you're not gonna do as much as you used to do whenever you're around people who didn't judge you as hard, or you weren't, in like a high environment, and now suddenly you are, and you're scared to operate at that same way and do those same things you did because you fear that it might not, turn out the same way it once did. But I feel like it's the easiest way to go to the top, sign a professional contract, and then find your way back down to the bottom and never get back up. Because ultimately, you're just basing your confidence off of what other people thought of you, and not of what you thought of yourself, how you view yourself, and how you don't play down to other people. I think I'm a big victim of playing down to other people, and I'm sure everybody who's watching this video too is a huge victim of playing down to other people. I mean that in the sense of, instead of just taking a risk or doing something special in their mind that they were gonna do, they hesitate. And they wouldn't normally hesitate. They don't know why they did, but they do. And in big moments, whenever you hesitate, you freeze up, and then you try and pass it off to somebody else because you don't want to take that mistake. You don't want to be blamed. You don't want to feel other people's opinions, and you don't want to hear the harsh words. No. I think a lot of the time that most of our problems source from just us not having a thick enough skin. A lot of times our problems are mental, from how people view us, and I think how people view us kind of shapes how we in turn treat them. And furthermore, I think the final outcome is just detachment from negative people around them, which is fine, but you can't just run forever. You can't just avoid the negative things forever. Like, you gotta go through them. You can't go around them. You can't go past them. because if you go past them, eventually it's going to catch back up. So I think what I'm just trying to say is that I think God made us all so great and all special in our own way, to the point where we all are good at something else individually, and we're all different from each other. We all look different, we all talk different, we all have different senses of humor, music taste, different foods we like to eat, different people we like, different ways we speak, and different ways we express ourselves. And, if God made you that way, then why every single day do I see people around me disregarding who they are and just simply agreeing with somebody who's, more popular, or just somebody who they not necessarily respect a lot, but just somebody who's very confident and outgoing, and in a sense bit egotistical and arrogant. Obviously they're gonna agree with that person, because in their mindset that person is up here and they don't want to challenge that. And I think a lot of the time that whenever you deal with these people on your, just in any aspect of your life, this could be your parents, this could be your teammate, this could be your classmate, this could be a friend, but basically those type of people, you have to learn to push through them. I know that sounds kind of weird and like, what do you mean push through them? I mean, like, you have to go through them. Those type of people, I know it sounds repetitive, but those type of people are actually very deeply self-conscious. And they'll come at you for every aspect of how imperfect you are and point that on you. And it'll fail to make you realize how unconfident they are and how scared they are to make a mistake. And that's why they always blame you. But once you realize the truth of just how much potential you really have as a human, you're going to start to realize that those type of people, they're nothing more than like just a little rock in the road. And just, I'm really, really, really praying that more people who see this stop playing down to other people. Like, if you're an athlete who's up here, but you're surrounded by people who are here, then obviously, if you're just surrounded by people who are here, your level is eventually going to go down. But if you're here and you look up to people who are up here, then obviously your level's going to go up. That's why whenever you see people around you who don't want it enough, who are content with failure, who are not confident, who are scared, it's fine. You don't have to, I'm not saying ditch your friends in any sort of way. And I'm not saying that, you should just think that you're so much better than them or anything like that. But you should know that deep down, like mentally, it's like, I need to be around people who are going to make me better, who are going to challenge me every day, and who don't just reassure me, who tell me things that I don't want to hear, who tell me those hard things, and who tell me the brutal truth and don't sugarcoat anything from me. Because if you have a friend around you who's just telling you things that you just want to hear all the time, and doesn't ever tell you no, and doesn't ever challenge anything you say, and just always lets you be right, that means that they're saying so much behind your back. And obviously you shouldn't care because they're behind your back for a reason. But I'm just saying that that's not a real friend. Real friends count each other and they hold each other accountable, I was trying to say. And they don't let each other get away with like just silly nonsense. And if they see themselves like start to sleep like mentally is what I'm trying to get at, or like slip as in like just start making stupid errors and just start losing focus and being content and all that sort of nonsense. Like, those are the type of people who, like, in those moments when you're starting to fall and life feels like you're lost, like, you need someone to pull you out. But it's not always going to be somebody there for you. I learned that a long time ago. um, it's going to have to be on you. If you really want to achieve what you want to achieve in life, then you first of all have to just stop trying to achieve it just for the sole purpose of achieving it. You know, you have to fall in love with doing something every day that challenges you but will prepare you better. And it's not just doing the same thing every day in a comfortable manner, it's doing the same thing every day but adding risks and adding more elements into it. Because if you do the same thing over and over and over and you don't see any changes, that's insanity. Everybody knows that. That's why you have to take the risk when those opportunities are presented to you. And when those opportunities come, take them.